Hello, welcome back to the channel. All the fans of track and field, one more Diamond League, this time Rabat, Morocco. Spectacular track meet. That's what I'll be talking about today. So stay with me for the few moments as we look at what went down over there in Morocco, because take it from me, it was a stellar meeting. Let's go. The blue ribbon event of every track meet. By me saying that, we're talking the women's 100 meter. In this women 100 meter, we saw Shericka Jackson opening her 100 meter season. And she, of course, won the event running 11.04 seconds ahead of Mahia McCoy. And in third was Jasha Sears, right? This run from Shericka Jackson, right, is a good time to open her 100 meter campaign, right? She is like in the mix with all the other top athletes concerning the 100 meters. It was last week that Tia Clayton run 10.92 as a world lead. It was last week that Shelly Ann Fraser run 11.05 to finish in fourth. And it was also last week that Tina Clayton, the twin sister of Tia Clayton, ran 11.02. Sagai Daguma of Ethiopia, she continued her dominance of the women's 800 meters. It was in Shanghai that she ran 1 minute 56.64. Here in Rabat, she ran 1 minute 57.42 seconds to finish ahead of Prudence Segadiso of South Africa and Addison Wiley of the United States. Right, both of them finishing pretty close to Daguma. As we come down, right, Shafiq Malone in fifth, right, the St. Vincent athlete. We were anticipating her first run on 1 minute 58 seconds. That's not bad, right? We're also looking at another Caribbean interest down there, Natalia Gould. I'm sure she would be disappointed, 1 minute 59.92 for 10th in the event. But the season is still long, right? They're still aiming for the World Championship in September. Here in Rabat, like in Doha, it was Nelly Chepchirchir of Kenya who won. This time she ran 3 minute 58.04 seconds to finish ahead of Worknesh Mesele of Ethiopia, 3 minute 58.44, and Darkus Ayua of Kenya, 3 minute 59.25. Right, so in this race we see 4 athletes going under that impressive 4 minute for the ladies. Women's 3000 meters, we see a stellar performance by one Beatrice Chebet of Kenya. She ran 8 minutes 11.56 seconds, an era record and number 2 of all time. In an interview she says, "I'm so happy. I was not preparing a world record attempt. I just came to run my personal best, and I succeeded," said Chebet. She insisted, however, that the 300 meter world record, currently held by China's Wang Zhongji with 8 minutes 6.11, was very much within her sights. She says, "I just have to believe in myself, and then maybe after some months or years, that world record will come. It is just a matter of time, and I don't want to rush things." Right? It was an impressive run, right, by Chebet. And this says that comes World Championship, she will be very difficult to beat in those 5,000 meters. the world record holder Toby Amason of Nigeria, she take the event running 12.45 seconds, ahead of Nadine Visser of Netherlands and Paya Shriskowska of Poland. And I'm not sure I pronounced that last name correctly, right? That was hard to pronounce. Yeah, but this is a well improved run from Toby Amason, right? This is her third Diamond League that I'm seeing her compete in, and this is the best one she had run. In her opening Diamond League in Xiamen, she had run 12.79 for fourth, and then over there in Shanghai, she ran 12.65, right, to finish in third, and now here in Rabat, she ran 12.45 seconds, a much improved run. This is closer to her competitors who have been running some stellar time, and so her quest for a world championship is still on because she's progressing down in the right direction. Women's 400 meter hurdles was a well anticipated race because in this race, people were scheduled to see the return of the great Femke Ball of the Netherlands, and boy, she did not disappoint. Femke Ball take the 400 meter hurdles running 52.46 seconds. Very impressive. 52.46 seconds is one of the fastest time ever run by a lady in the 400 meter hurdles. And she just opened her season with 52.46. This is now the second fastest time in the world, only behind the great Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, who have run 52.07 seconds earlier this year. In second was the Jamaican Anjanette Knight, running 53.90. That's a good run for her. And Faloronza of Italy was third in 54.74. Rochelle Clayton, right, that's a good run for her, 54.83. We expect Rochelle Clayton and Anjanette Knight to feature in the World Championship. But in terms of a class apart, that was Femke Ball of the Netherlands. In the women's pole vault, we saw Katie Moon of the USA winning in 4 meters 73 centimeter. Right, second was Tina Sotec of Slovenia, 4.63 meter. And in third was Gabriela Leon of the USA, 4.63 meters. Now Roberta Bruni was in fifth. She had done well in the last Diamond League over there in Doha, and so I was surprised to see her way down in the pack. But Katie Moon, she had done well also in the Doha Diamond League, and this is her first win of the Diamond League season, so that's not bad. Women's javelin throw, Elena Zenko of Greece continued her winning ways. She have competed in 3 Diamond League meets so far, and she have won all 3, throwing over the 64 meter mark in each of these competitions. So she has right now a stranglehold on the women's javelin field, and no doubt she want to continue this down to the World Championship. The men's 100 meters, and Akane Sambine continue to look untouchable outdoors. Since the start of the outdoor season, he has not lost a single 100 meters. And here in Rabat, he continued that, clocking 9.95 seconds to win ahead of Ferdinand Amaniala and Fred Curley. Right, we were hoping to see Letsile Tebogo what he would do, but it did not materialize. Right, he slowed drastically down to the end of the race. Right, and there was a concern that something was actually wrong with him. On his social media account, he said this: "Today's performance wasn't what I hoped for. I am currently dealing with a recurring injury, which hasn't been easy. However, I am channeling this disappointment and pain into resolve. I am already focused on recovery and growth, and I know I will come back a stronger man. See you all soon. So according to what Letsile said, right, on his social media account, he's struggling with an injury, and hence why in the 100 meter he has to slow drastically to the end because the pain, as it were, was there. And he ended up pulling out of the 200 meters in the absence of, let's say, Tebogo, Courtney Lindsay of the USA went on to win in 20.04 seconds to finish ahead of Joseph Van Boulay of Liberia, who run 20.12, and Fred Curry take third spot, running 20.16. Right? I had expected more from Wade Van Niekerk after at the City Games in Atlanta. He has run 20.04 on the straightaway track. But that's how it is, right? Sometimes perform at your best, sometimes perform outside of your best. It's a part of the sport, and the quicker like athletes learn to deal with this, it's the easier it is in their career. Now the 400 meters men was won by Jacori Patterson, and of course we expected him to win. Jacori Patterson is the only man that so far this year have run sub 44. He ran 43.98 seconds in the Grand Slam track meet in Miami. Right, he's the world leader, and so he takes the event here in Rabat, running 44.37 ahead of Zakite Nene of South Africa and Quincy Hall 44.90 from the USA, the Olympic champion. Now taking the win in the men's 800 meter was Shapiso Masalela. He was the same one that won in Doha. In Doha, he ran 143.11. Here in Rabat, 142.70. Max Bergin of Great Britain was second, 143.34. And Emmanuel Wanani, the Olympic champion, was third, 1 minute 43.37 seconds. Now, when you look at this here, the first 5 men all run sub 144 seconds. And if you look at the men's 800 meter over the recent years, from the time of David Rudisha come down, running 143 has become the norm. When I used to watch track and field way back in time, if you're running 145, 144, you're sure to win races. But now, frequently men are running 142, 143, and last year in the Olympics, 4 men run sub 142. Come very, very close to David Rudisha's world record. And so based on how this list look, 143, 144, right, we can expect that as come closer to the World Championship or in the World Championship, there's a potential that a lot of men can run sub 142. And what that means is that level of competition can drive people to break the 800 meter world record for men. Something that we think we will not have the potential to see for decades to come, based on how dominant David Rudisha was when he set those records. But the current crop of 800 meter runners, the world over, they are set, they are ready to do great things, I'm sure. 1500 meter man, we see Jonah Koech of the USA taking the victory, 3 minutes and 31.43. Renald Chariot of Kenya, 3 minutes 31.78, and Festus Lagat of Kenya, 3 minutes 32.06. These are respectable early season times that we see happening here. But as time draws close, we know that in order to win the medals, to be in the finals, it is becoming mandatory for people to be running sub 3:31, sub 3:30, right? And so these men, as it is, there is time and they will improve. But the men's 1500 meter is fire. It was a good one in Rabat. The 3000 meter steeplechase for men did not disappoint. As a matter of fact, it was a treat for the home crowd because Sofiane El Bakali of Morocco won that event 8 minutes 00.70 ahead of Frederick Rupert of Germany and Edmund Sarim of Kenya. Now, the time that El Bakali run, that is the world leading time for the 3,000 meter steeplechase for man. And so he's flying the hopes for a medal for the country of Morocco. The high jump for man, it was Amish Carr of New Zealand that takes the victory, 2.25 meters ahead of Marco Fascinotti, 2.25 meters, and Yoel Reed of Australia was third, 2.25 meters. The man's high jump is in a rut. If you want to be elite level, you have to be jumping like 2 meters and 30. It's really becoming pedestrian in the man's high jump, and we're still looking for someone to step up and start giving us some of those 235 and above, right? But congratulations on the win, Amish Carr of New Zealand. Now, the men's shot put was fire, right? It went right down to the wire. The Jamaican Rajinja Campbell was leading up until the 5th round with his 21 meters 95. But in the 5th round, Peyton Otterdal of USA threw 21.97 meters to take the victory. Joe Kovacs of the USA was third in 21.52. This did not disappoint. So that's all I have for the Rabat Diamond League. All the results, all the spills, what is up, what is down. It was indeed a successful edition of the Diamond League. And I hope that you have enjoyed my short presentation on the whole event. This time, until that time, I'm out.